Okay, so Mafune, he provides a series of examples that further problematize what we've been discussing all along, like having these notions of what is legitimate, what isn't, what is native, what is non-native, what is standard, what is not considered standard. All of these different labels that we discussed in class. What's inner circle? What's outer circle? So many problems that arrive from these labels that implicitly upholds maybe one variety over another, or state that one has the true authentic claim over the other, right? So he provides a number of examples of different Englishes or different English inspo inspired excerpts. And I guess it's kind of like a reflective exercise for us to really think about what is legitimate and what is not. So extract number 1, you'll have a little bit of difficulty trying to read this extract. And I don't know how to read this extract, but there is somebody in the Department of English that knows how to read this extract, but he's not here. So he is here, but not in my house with me. So not gonna try and read that. Then we have extract 2. On drunken man, disfigured is thy face, sour is thy breath, foul art thou to embrace, and or they drunke nose semeth the soon, as thou say this I Samson, and yet God what? Samson drank never no win, thou fallest as it were a sticked swing. Twine. I don't even know if I butchered that or not, but what you need to know is that these are different varieties of English. So Old English is extract number 1. It's from Catman's hymn, a poem by Catman dating back to 657 to 680. Extract number 2 is Middle English, Chaucer, Canterbury Tales, and there's a typo there because there's an N missing there. Canterbury Tales, and indeed, Nick Haydock from the Department of English could probably read extract 2, and he probably even knows it by heart, and he probably does a better job than I do because it's his name. Anyway, so these are Englishes and considered to be varieties of authentic Englishes throughout time, right? Old English, Middle English, and modern English. So then we have extract number 3. You throw away what? And one day I gone down there and talk about shrimp in a bite. I been on that flat and I had me line. I don't catch couple whiting. I say I got put up that drop net. When I look up, the look from ya to your car, I see something on the damn side, the shoulder coming like a damn log. I watch him, and when I see him gone down, there seems to be a lot of D's in initial position there, but just so you know that actually, like, I could more or less interpret what that was saying. So that is pretty clear English. That looks like legitimate English to me. It looks like a variety of English, but it's English nonetheless. From my perspective anyway, I understood what I read. I don't feel so bad. Don't feel so lost. So what is this language? Is there a translation for this? Let's look at Jenkins. So this is a conversation that comes from Mafuene's Fieldworks, 1997, published, but it's actually from the 1980s. And it's basically it's Creole, it's Gala, which is, we know, Creole language spoken in the US coast from Florida to all the way to US South Carolina. So it's Creole English, and it looks like English. So why should we call it a Creole language when it looks like English and the structure seems English? Extract number 4. Well, I seen the time you'd wait, I gotta see if I can read this in a better accent. Well, I seen the time well, I seen the time you'd buy a farm for 500 or 600. Seen farms selling, and I, young lad. But when the house is quiet and us alone, you never heard such talk that's going on there. He fell on him crossing the bridge. That was a really, I can't do this accent. I'm really embarrassed. I can't do this. It's Hiberno English or Irish English. Looks like the English you and I know, but there's a couple of weird structural constructions there that are highlighted. So he fell while crossing the bridge. He fell and him crossing the bridge. So it's literally the only sentence out of all of that excerpt that we would need to understand. But literally that bit, he fell and him crossing the bridge, which is he fell while instead of and him. So it's a structural difference. Extract number 5. Went down there and he's a holding 3 dogs in one hand and the coon in the other. And they's all a trying to bite the coon, and the coon's a trying to bite Jack and the dogs. And Jack pulled out a sack, and it wasn't a dang thing, but an old pillowcase that Maggie had used his wife. It was about wore out. Appalachian English from West Virginia. And as you can see, in terms of grammar, they seem to have an affinity for the use of a prefix. And the a prefix is attached to a verb that's conjugated in the progressive form, meaning that it has ing. So a holding, a trying, right? Like this explains the Bob Dylan song, a changing, times are changing. So wait, let me make sure this is recording. It's still recording. Okay, so, but I don't have that much battery left. Extract 6, how are ya? Good to meet you, matey. Naluk, Tiyaram, Memba de Bra Naidu, Tintin Suluk Impurita. Kanyan Elpim Dabra Naidu, ois like Tolya, that I'm not. Can't deal with those consonants. Anyway, it does seem like it takes from English. What is it? Let's figure it out. Translation, how are you? How are you? That's good. It's good to meet you, matey. Meet ya, matey. Now look. Do you remember the brown Naidu? Brown idol. So see what they're doing there. They're kind of like restructuring the orthography so that the phonology is still there. So you're able to make out the meaning. If you read it out loud carefully, you're able to deduce the main orthography, the standard one that you and I know. But what is this? It's a fictional language. It's the Arumbaya language. It's invented by a Belgian author of the Tintin books for children. So it's a fictitious language based on English. And then we have extract 7, 8, and 9. So I want you to work on extract 7 to 9 for Friday and answer the following questions. These questions are in page 80 something. I can't find them. I'm like already looking on break. 85. Okay, so it says, try to pick out features of the lexis, which is vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and discourse, which characterize the varieties of extract 7 to 9. So things that you feel like are different in that extract from standard English just by reading at it. Like looking at it, read it, and think this is different from standard English, right? So Kashru says he distinguishes between innovation, deviation, and mistake. He says an innovation is something that's creative and new, something unique to that variety. Deviation involves something that's kind of taken, adopted from another variety, right? And usually that deviation is from the inner circle, although it's not always the case. And then he has the category mistake, which is a grammatical or linguistic mistake in acquisition. So when you're acquiring a language, you produce something that's maybe not grammatical, neither in standard or non-standard English. So those are the three categories that he uses to talk about Englishes. So I want you to use these categories when you read these extracts, and then determine the third question: which extracts did you originally decide that represented legitimate and illegitimate varieties of English? So originally, before reading the interpretation that's also in your chapter, just by looking at it, without looking at the interpretation, decide this is English, this is not English, okay? So then answer, what was your criteria? So did you base your decision on vocabulary? Did you base it on grammar? Right? So did your decision depend on some extent on whether you thought the sample was spoken or written? So did you think it was like somebody speaking, or was it something that was originally standardized? To what extent did your decision depend on the degree of standardness? So how much did you rely on your standard language knowledge? Having read the key, have you changed your mind in any respect? If so, how? So that's Friday. Only extract 7 to 9.